Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. For today's video, I wanted to talk about the 5 food trends of 2021. How we eat really changed in the year 2020. There was a lot more home cooking and also ordering in from restaurants instead of dining out because most of the restaurants weren't even doing dining in anymore. The pandemic hit the restaurant industry very hard, and people just had to get creative at home and find new ways and new ingredients to play with in their own kitchen. And that trend is actually going to continue on into 2021. Which in my opinion is great. I always encourage more at-home eating and at-home cooking. And these trends are actually predictions from food experts. They're not my personal predictions. So keep watching for the 5 food trends of 2021. If you haven't subscribed already, do so by hitting the subscribe button below. Also hit the notification bell so you can get notified every time I upload. And now let's get into the video. The first trend I want to talk about is actually charcuterie boards, or even breakfast charcuterie boards. Charcuterie boards are typically an array of cheese, fruits, crackers, even jams and olives, capers, etc. And actually this trend became really popular in 2020 since most of us were either working from home or homeschooling our kids. So we decided to create these snack boards to keep our bellies full and also do something creative in the kitchen. I personally love charcuterie boards because I love cheese, I love fruits, especially like grapes and stuff. I love crackers, and I like to eat charcuterie boards mostly like as an evening snack or even as dinner because I don't like to eat a heavy meal at night. So it's perfect for a light dinner / evening snack. Also, breakfast charcuterie boards became popular in 2020 because most of us were working from home or either sadly lost our jobs or were just homeschooling our kids. So we had the time to actually wake up and go into our kitchens and get creative with breakfast. And this trend is actually going into 2021, which I'm personally very happy about. I love charcuterie boards. If you do as well, leave me a comment below and let me know, how do you like to present your charcuterie boards? Do you like cheeses, meats, crackers, jams, fruits, or which is a typical charcuterie board, or have you tried doing the breakfast charcuterie board? Now let's get into the second trend, which is virtual cooking classes. In 2020, pretty much everything went virtual, whether it was work, schooling, dating, even hanging out with friends and family on a Friday night was done virtually on a Zoom call. And experts predict that virtual cooking classes are actually going to be a very popular thing in 2021 because more people are trying to learn how to cook, or even people who already know how to cook. They are doing more home cooking, cooking for their friends or family, and just to hone their own personal skills. And for those of you who don't really know how to cook or just need some help in the kitchen, there are tons of virtual cooking classes that are being offered. So I'm sure if you just did a quick Google search and if you are trying to sign up for one of these virtual classes, you can always do so very easily, or you can just watch my channel and learn new recipes every Mondays and Thursdays. Yes, I did a little promo for myself. So these virtual cooking classes are supposed to be very fun. You're just going to gather all of your ingredients and all of your utensils and pots and pans that you need and just follow the instructor on the other end of the screen, all from the comfort of your own home. I personally think this is a great idea, especially if you're someone who wants to learn how to cook and you need that kind of one-on-one instructions. Nowadays we are stuck at home and it can get boring, so I think this is such a great idea for people who just want to do something different. So the third trend is plant-based foods. So I know when you think about plant-based foods, you might think of lettuce or greens or other like boring food that you don't want to eat, but the plant-based food industry has really taken off, and you don't really have to be a vegan or vegetarian to enjoy these plant-based products that they make these days. In my next video, which is going up this Thursday, I'm actually going to be sharing my first vegan or plant-based recipe with you guys, so definitely look out for that on Thursday. This plant-based food industry has really gotten creative in how they produce their food, and honestly they have fooled a lot of people into thinking that they're eating meat, but really you're eating plant-based products, and they are filled with nutrients that are amazing for our bodies. One of the most well-known plant-based product is the Beyond Burger, or the Beyond Meat brand. Their burgers look and taste and even smell just like beef. I don't know what the hell they put in these plant-based foods, but honestly, even when you cook it, it kind of releases those juices like as if you would a beef burger. Trust me, they had me fooled, and they had a lot of people fooled when they came out with these plant-based burgers. And what I personally love about plant-based food is that, you know, when you eat meat, you get that heavy feeling afterwards, or like that aftertaste. I personally don't like that feeling or that aftertaste, so I kind of like to switch it up and use vegan-based meat or like plant-based products. That way I can get a similar flavor to meat, but not that heaviness afterwards. And there's tons of plant-based food brands out there these days. There's Beyond Meat, as I mentioned. There's Impossible. They also make the Impossible burgers. There is Light Life. I personally love Light Life and their plant-based crumbles, which I am going to be using in my next video on Thursday. So there's really so many options to choose from, and you do not have to be a vegan or vegetarian to try these out. You could be an avid meat eater, but I really encourage you guys to try out these plant-based foods and open up your mind to like a whole new product or ingredient in the kitchen. The number 4 trend is actually food delivery services. Now in 2020, if we already didn't have food delivery apps on our phone, we did definitely download Uber Eats, Grubhub, Seamless, DoorDash, and there's tons of other food delivery apps as well. A lot of us just got tired of cooking at home or just staying at home and just being in the kitchen a lot. I personally do get tired of cooking as well, even though I have a full-time cooking channel and I cook a lot over the week just to, you know, do videos and film for you guys and share new recipes every week. Sometimes I just like to sit back, be on my sofa, and just order some good food to eat and watch some Netflix, because the pandemic is still very real, unfortunately, and seems like there's no end in sight because people just don't want to wear their freaking masks. But delivery services really help restaurants to stay afloat and keep their businesses going, because the restaurant industry, as I said earlier, got hit very hard. A lot of restaurants had to close down or shut down, but for a lot of them, the only way they could survive was by delivering food. And I personally suggest, if you can financially help and support these small restaurants, please do so. They are still struggling. Keeping them afloat by delivery services isn't even enough, but that's like one of their only ways to survive during this pandemic. So for 2021, this trend is going to continue on. It was big in 2020 and it's not going anywhere for this year either. We're already at our last food trend of 2021, and that is going to be a really weird one. It's burnt cheesecake. Now I am a cheesecake super fan. I love the soft textures, the sweet and slightly tangy flavor of cheesecake, and I love making cheesecake myself. If you haven't seen my mini cheesecake recipe, I'll link it up here somewhere or in the description box below so you can go see it. So I was watching the Wendy Williams show one day, and they were talking about food trends as well, and they talked about the burnt cheesecake trend, and I have to admit I was equally intrigued and weirded out at the same time. Nobody really likes burnt food, or especially burnt dessert, but when Wendy tasted it, she said it doesn't taste burnt at all. It just has like a burnt crust on the top because you turn the oven temperature on high just to get that brown color on top, while the inside still stays nice and soft like a typical cheesecake would. With this trend, I will have to try it for myself before I knock it, but just by thinking about it or looking at it, it doesn't sound or look appealing to me. But if you have tried it, let me know in the comments below your opinion of a burnt cheesecake. I'm not sure how I would feel eating it, but you know, I'll have to try it and let you guys know what my opinion was. So guys, those were the 5 food trends of 2021 that I wanted to cover on today's episode. Obviously, there are tons of other food trends that will become popular this year, or ones that were brought into 2021 from 2020. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. I look forward to hearing about your opinion on the trends that we covered today. Thanks for watching, guys. I always appreciate your support. Until the next video, take care, guys.